Hi, guys. It's another night with Karen Mayfield Felton. I appreciate you for watching and joining me. I am in a different location. This is my home office. So, pardon the mess. You can't even see what is behind this phone. You don't want to. You don't want any of that nonsense that's happening over there. I'm going to do better. I would like to say that I've been busy and that I've been doing other things, but reality is we had Thanksgiving, and of course, the things that were the mail, the bags of things that needed to be put away came to my office because it is closer to where all the activity happens on the first floor. So I got a floor stuff here. Plus, the truth is that there's things that are on the floor that have been on the floor, and I just got to fix it. So you are seeing a small portion of the rest of this area that is a little more clean. I hope that you all have had a great day. And if you are watching my video for the first time, my name is Karen Mayfield Felton. I am a professional, I'm a wife, bonus mom, sister, friend, a woman with many talents, a woman who has lived and learned some lessons that wants to just talk to you about life stuff. So today, my topic is when to engage and when to watch. This is something that I experience real time today, and I am in several different positions in some of the areas of my life. In my work life, I'm a leader and a peer, and at home, I'm a friend and a parent, and then in other organizations, I gotta turn my heater off. Hold on. Yep, we're not editing. I can get it with my foot. In some areas, I am a bystander and I'm there to support. In some areas, I lead. And so the question of knowing when to engage and when to watch is very important. It happened to me multiple times today. The reason why I wanted to pick that topic to talk about is because if you are on your journey and you have a temperament that lends itself to react, or you're like me, that I have to manage my engagement depending on the environment that I'm in. In some settings, I'm expected to respond immediately, and in others, I just sit back and watch and see how things play themselves out. The question is, when do you engage, and when do you kind of wait and see and process? A lot of it depends on your style, the risk, who's involved, and what your mindset is and what your tendency is when you're in a position of conflict, because the engagement doesn't have to always be negative. It doesn't have to be conflict. Sometimes you could be in a setting where you're someplace socially and you see a lot of folks making conversation and they're introducing themselves, and you may feel like, you know what, I'm just going to read the room. I'm just going to watch and wait for the opportunity to present itself. And there's no risk if I engage, and there's no risk if I don't. So that's a pretty simple decision to make, depending on what you feel like. If you're in a work setting and you are a recognized leader and you have a situation brought to your attention either by your leadership or by the folks that work adjacent or subordinate to you, you may have to respond real time, depending on what it is. And you also may need to process it. I think that this is a unique situation because I remember early in my career when I would get that beloved 360 feedback. One of my leaders said, Karen takes her time to respond. And sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's not. And I had to sit with that thing because I was an individual contributor. I wasn't supervising anybody. And I was just like, so you just want me to make rash or rushed decisions? And that really wasn't what my that person was saying. I know who said it, but that really wasn't what my team lead was saying. He said what he observed is that most people in my position as an engineer are ready to respond to leadership, to get to the answer, to get to yes, to fix the problem. Karen takes her time and she wants to understand it fully, even if that means leaving people waiting. And so I think about who I was in that environment then. We're talking easy 10 years ago. And I'm thinking who I am now and some of the situations that I am put in. And I am, again, going back to that value list, going back to the things that are important. I'm really becoming very sensitive to not just reading the room, but thinking about what is it that I need to do in this moment. Of course, it depends on the issue. And how should I respond? If someone in your office or one of your friends brings you an issue and it is one that you need to weigh in on, or you want to share your perspective, you may want to engage. You may want to ask questions, or you may just want to listen and make sure that you're getting all the information so that the answer that you give back is well thought out, or the decision you make whether to engage or to watch is one that you've given enough time so that the reaction fits the situation. I would love to hear what you all think about those moments where literally something is put in your lap and you are going to have to make a decision to engage or watch. Notice I haven't shared with you what I did for my situation yet, because I actually want to just toss around the caveats. I'm going to get to a point though in a minute. Here's a lesson that I learned real time today. Someone brought me an issue and I listened. I let them fully talk, fully provide all the information, and I decided after I heard it to bring us all together in a room and have a conversation. And actually, let's talk through this. I didn't address the conversation that they had. I didn't address the exchange that was given to me secondhand, wasn't there. I decided to present information that would inform what I believe the issue is, and that is folks not fully understanding their lane. And I did it in such a way that allowed for each person to weigh in on their particular lane, because in my technical brain, there are roles and responsibilities. So we covered each one separately, gave some notes, and basically said, this was documented then, this is where we are now. What do you think? I didn't have to solve it, which is so weird because a part of my brain is the fixer. You bring me something, again, depending on the day, depending on what I have energy for, I want to fix it. Ask my husband. He's just like, babe, I just need you to listen, because I'm here with the 3 points, with what you need to do. This is what I would do. Tell me more. How was their tone, all of these things. And he's just like, I just wanted you to listen. I didn't want you to fix it. So it is very ironic that in that situation today, I didn't try to fix it. I listened, and I didn't even ask the question, how would you like for me to support you? Because normally that is something I also ask in my work and even in my friendships or relationships. I said, schedule a meeting. For today? Yes, for today. Because part of my end game was to get feedback on what that individual and individuals thought that their lane was. Because you can have a different conversation that raises the temperature with two people that may have emotion behind something, and then somebody gets triggered or you're not feeling heard, and then the conversation easily goes from here to here. with me, everybody's on the same level. We all have the same investment. And more importantly, I am giving you the information that we have, and I'm asking your thoughts. I literally want to know what you think. I want to know if this is working for you now. That's what we documented there. Is it working now? How do you feel? I took notes. I had notes all over this thing, and I asked questions. I said, well, this was how it was then. What are you thinking now? Because a lot's changed since we documented this. I said all that to say that when you are faced with information, sometimes you have to listen, sometimes you have to watch, and then sometimes you have to engage depending on your role and what you want the desired outcome to be. So I'm not sure that helped anybody, but I definitely understand that in my line of work, the relationships that I have and the relationships that I want to keep and some that I need to repair, that my decision to engage and watch were switched. I should have watched and I engaged. And in some cases, I should have engaged instead of watching. So I'm learning the lesson too, and we will figure it out together. Leave in the comments a good example and talk to me about a situation where you had to engage or watch and what was the outcome. I would love to know because we're learning from each other. I have to go because I'm sitting at my desk because I have a meeting. And in this one, I'm happy to say that there will be minimal engagement, but I am going to be taking notes. Thank you for watching. And if you found this video and this information helpful, please share it and let's keep the conversation going. We're learning this life stuff together. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.